So then folks, this is the other of the latest sets to arrive. I haven't ordered the plane yet, the F-18 yet. Can't find the John Deere tractor. But these all being models that sets that don't, certainly most of them don't seem to be available here in the UK and won't be. Anyway, it's not that hard to get hold of stuff, but it would still be nice to just walk up the road and get a set from a local toy shop. I say local, it's usually a chain now, isn't it? But anyway, it's, for whatever the reasons are, it still niggles you. But, you know, within a week, these are here, taxes all paid, as I said in the other one, on average, because I bought the two together, they're about 77 quid each, which works favourably with one of the European sites within about 10 quid. You know, it works favourably with the price, considering the distances had to travel, the extra taxes and all that, which were all paid at the other end. So, you know, it wasn't too difficult, you know, about a week and they're here. Anyway, this pickup, not my cup of tea in four-wheel drives. I'm a Land Rover person for my sins, but it does look quite good, quite impressive. It'd be nice to know how big this is. It doesn't sound this one, or at least I haven't found it yet. Skill level out of 4, 4 being the highest. This is 3, intermediate. Nice looking model, no motor I believe, which is a surprise. You'd think something like this would have a motor in, but then again we can do that ourselves, can't we? So let's have a look around the box. Build time 3 to 5 hours it says. On the end there. Complexity expert, and mechanisms is novice, beginner being the bottom of that scale. On the back then, what have we got? We've got some fully independent suspension at the front. That looks a bit more robust and decent, unlike the LaFerrari, which should be Laugh Ferrari, as in they're having one. Bonnet, because it's called a bonnet, people, don't matter what it says there. Bonnet, doors open, tailgate opens, poseable steering, which means it probably hasn't got a steering wheel. Again, something we'll have to do ourselves, which, to be honest, that's what many of us want, isn't it? We want to, yeah, build set models, but then we want to do our own things, whether it's improve a set model or our own things completely. I don't think there's anything else on that end, no. And usual warnings and everything. And I presume this one's made in China. I can't find it. Where is it set? On the back. Licensed products General Motors, and it is indeed made in China. So yeah, chunky looking vehicle. Nowhere it says the size of it, but I suppose we better have a look inside. I dare say these boxes are cheaper to make than the older tear-off strip types. But the amount of sellotape, which is a good thing, that they use to hold the boxes together, or the lids to the box, makes me think whether actually the older boxes might actually be cheaper. It's not a bad thing, they're fairly decent boxes and fairly well strapped together. This is the point where everything falls out. Or does it? Yes, it does. Again, it was it was a very fairly full bag. Expecting quite a few parts. I've just noticed a few parts that are new and very purpose made, which, to be fair, the excavator is a lot less purpose made specialist parts. It's possible that I've missed an odd new part, but going from memory, this is the new parts in the set. May have missed one or two things. We'll have a look at the parts list in a bit in the instruction book. Some of them may be familiar parts, but they're new versions of parts perhaps, such as the wheel. Rather nice alloy wheel, sorry about the squeaky floorboards. They've got a nice alloy wheel looking, so yeah, we do bemoan where we get set with another four wheels and another four wheels and another four wheels, but having different styles is good. That's very modern looking, so that's nice. I suppose really it would be nice if we had a decent spoked wheel, wouldn't it, already done for us, where I know you can, I think it's the workshop Mechanics Workshop set from about, I don't know, 10 years ago. They got spoke wheels, or spokes, but how many wheels they'll actually fit into, I don't know. So that would be a nice thing. The spanner, he's been around for a bit. And another one there, new part. I don't think we've had a look at that in good close-up in a video yet, so we'll come on to that. So that's not brand new, but fairly new. But yeah, the parts, I mean, some obvious parts that are very much model specific. Things like windscreens, you know, they're always odd shapes because they're always different. So that's sort of understandable. A few stickers in there as well. So we've got the wheel. These are wheel arch extensions. Those are new. The grille, I mean, that's pretty obvious. That's for a Chevrolet. And I presume that's part of the grille as well. Nice thing here, because stickers are stickers, and most people like stickers, but when it comes to lights, they're a bit lame. And at least with these, we've got proper mouldings for the lights. That's good. I haven't seen any for the rear yet, but like I said, there's loads of, well, there's multiples of new parts, so I've probably missed something. Bumper, that's new. Now this part here looks like part of the roof line and the A post. That's the post where the door's secure to. See the A post or the B post. Now if you notice there's a bit of a half of a hinge there, and here's another half of the hinge, and I'm guessing, let's say, see, not sure this is the right way around, of course. There we go. A nice 2 bolt hole hinge that's quite stiff to get on and off. That's very nice. I dare say that's a bit more robust than the metal one, although with the metal hinge, I forget the part number now, the pin is fixed in, so that's not going to come out as easily, where this might pull apart, but that's going to be quite handy, I think. Steering, presumably this is for steering. I'm not sure whether I've seen this part before. Variations of it yet, but with the ball joints, not so sure on that. Not a very exciting part, but corner brackets in plastic. Again, a bit thick, which a lot of it is now. But yeah, still useful stuff. Suspension arm parts and ball joints. Got a ball there in that arm there, ball joint in there, or a socket I should say. Same there, and an arm there. And these are the flanged plates, I suppose. They are a little less chunky than some of the parts. And another, I suppose you call this a flange plate here as well. Yes, they're nice that they hold the nuts on the back. Of course, that speeds the build up, which is good. Well, I'm not quite a fossil yet, but I'm getting there. Do harp on about stuff being older the best, and some of it is, but of course not all of it is. And we'd like to see this back and that back, but the truth is a lot of it doesn't work anymore in today's market, and it probably never will work again in today's market. One of the things being, the builds have got to be reasonably quick, reasonably fresh and modern looking, not too difficult. Of course, there's always ways we think it's done better, and in some cases that is the case. But some of the parts are very similar to what we know. Now this is smaller in general to a flexible triangular plate, and it's got slotted holes as well, but it's the same sort of familiar part, albeit plastic. These, look at this here, look, we've got a 5 hole by 6 hole flexible plate. Did they ever do those in metal? 5 by 6, 5 by 5 hole, yeah. 5 hole by 7 hole, yeah. 9 hole. Oh, that might be new. I don't know. Perhaps you more traditional experts can let us know on that one. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a very common looking part, isn't it? Just a more modern way of doing it, I suppose. One thing about these flexible plates, they will take a bit more flexing. Perhaps not as severe, but will last a lot longer than the original flexible plastic plates of the 60s, which are, let's be honest folks, they're pretty awful. Although chunky. Some more suspension parts. We've got a rod there with an arrowhead type fix, and we've got this, presume this is to do with the suspension, and that goes in there with a spring, no doubt, and then runs up and down. Yeah, I wish I hadn't have done that now. Runs up and down there. Okay. Oh yeah, you can get it out. I wouldn't do that too many times. So yeah, lots and lots of new parts, or multiples of new parts, shall we say, really. So it muddies the waters. I can't see the parts for the parts. Lastly then, not brand new now, it's been around for a couple of new sets, this new spanner, or variation of spanner. I've had my comments on the new spanner, and in general it does work. The downside mainly was always, and this is probably still the case, the jaws do tend to open up, but over a period of sets you get that many. When it does that, I just sling it. The other thing was the little gripping end. Now, going back 10-15 years, there was the traditional shape spanner, but with the gripping box like open-ended section, and these invariably were really lanky, and the new version in metal was either lanky or too tight, and it wasn't very consistent, if you like. So they've gone for plastic, which I've used it so far, is good. It does grip the nuts quite nicely, but it is quite thick and a little bit stepped, so in intricate places you may find that's not brilliant. But the other thing is, I've always had a problem with the new spanner because it's been a bit slippy, not as easy to grip hold of as the older types, even though it was longer, slightly longer. This certainly helps that, and you know, it's not bad. I would make a Wizzo keyring. Right then folks, let's have a look. Oh, did I just notice a steering wheel? Again, inside first cover, tips on what to use, how to use. One model, of course, 711 parts, 2 real tools. I think they've dropped the real metal things on the box because there is some metal stuff in this one, but not obviously, you can appreciate, not a great deal. One sticker sheet, one instruction booklet, which is this, of course. Let's have a look. Yeah, preformed chassis parts there. That's nice. Steering wheel we have there. Doesn't look like it does anything now, but at least we've got a steering wheel, which with some of the supercar models they don't have a steering wheel. It's odd, something odd, that is really odd. Looking at the seats, they're nice looking seats, quite nice. Bolt together, of course. Which is, if it doesn't bolt together, it's not really Meccano, is it, folks? Images, in part, look a little small, but they're reasonably clear. Not really a need for white outlining, although that would make it easier. But it seems quite clear enough. As usual, the only way to find out how good the instructions are and the design is to actually build the model. So, as you can see, coming on there with some of the suspension and dummy engine, V8 by the looks of it. There. So that's one bit, I suppose. You could get rid of them, put a motor in there. But nice if it did have a motor, but not that big ugly thing they've got now. Oh, that's horrible, so ungain. We do have a prop shaft. Where are we? There. What that's to do with no motor, unless it's just to I can see a dry underneath. Is that for the steering, maybe, from another part? So that'll have to be changed if it is. Anyway, we'll find all that out when we build it. It will all become clear. Maybe as clear as mud, but we'll all have a go, won't we? Right then, how many stages of this one? Well, quite a bit more than the crane. 101, which is putting the stickers on. Oh, that's a nice... Oh, that's quite traditional, really. Trying to use parts to make something look like something else. Look at the use of the angle girders there in metal. Metal angle girders, we've already seen the little 2-hole jobs there for the brake lights. That's quite traditional, that is. Right then, parts list. Oh, 2 pages. Quite rammed parts list. Let's come out of it. Well, I suppose you can always pause the video and see which is new, because there is a hell of a lot of new stuff, or variations on new stuff, maybe different colours or whatever. Front light mouldings, steering wheel, the balls and the sockets, I dare say they're fairly new. Tyres are similar, they're in the mountain, not the mountain rally, desert adventure set, so they aren't new. As you can see, we have got some metal parts there, small stuff, angle brackets, obtuse angle brackets, narrow angle brackets, narrow obtuse angle brackets, double brackets, compression spring of course, some corner brackets, double angle strips. Right then, how many standard bolts have we got? Only 54, 16.5 mil, 190 nuts, so that's pretty decent. Only 4 washers in this set. So as you can see, there's quite a few parts. Triaxles again though, folks, which is yawn. Do have their place, I suppose. But yeah, quite a few new parts. Oh, perhaps not brand new in some cases, but variations of slightly older parts. So yeah, it still doesn't say anywhere how big it is, but I suppose that's the width, and it's about 3 or 4 times the length of that. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so in theory then, a bit rough I know, it's going to be about as long or a bit longer than this instruction book, which I should have a measuring device here called a tape measure. So it's just going to be over a foot long sort of thing, so at a guess, or around about that. Don't take that as gospel. So there you go, folks. Now a slightly bulging box of the Meccano Engineering and Robotics Chevrolet Silverado, and that's a bit of a mouthful. You won't believe how many times I've filmed that little bit. Yeah, very new indeed. Perhaps more, shall we say, different even than the excavator, really. But nice looking. Does give the car a more realistic look, of course. It does have the feel of more of a model kit for a specific vehicle, which I suppose is really what it is. Although it still uses much of the same principles of Meccano in the terms of the threads, the bolt sizes, etc. Even though the format has been tweaked somewhat. So that's it for new sets at the moment. I'm hoping to get hold of a John Deere tractor set, but I haven't been able to find that abroad yet. I think that's a bit cheaper as well. But it'd be interesting to grab hold of a couple of more of the new sets. Some I'm not too sure of. There are the new micronoids, which are plug-in as well now, so you can do things to them via your laptop. Maybe. They're only fun, really. They ain't much to build, but they are fun, and especially when you've got a lot of them going together. Anyway, that's for the future or near future, so bye for now.